All right, we've had discussions all year kind of about the quarters coverage idea and attacking over the top in quarters. Obviously, it's been a huge debate. And so, it's calling the game, the Texans against the Chargers. Chargers like to play that 4 structure on the back end, and the Texans were able to attack them over the top a couple times. All right, and so as much as we like to think, because obviously a quarters coverage is we've got 4 guys covering the deep areas of the field, each having a fourth of the field technically in their area, and they're supposed to carry deep. But there's ways to attack over the top. And when we say over the top, it's really over the top of the 2 safeties. So the idea against quarters is that oftentimes with these corners on the outside, they know they've got safety help inside, so they can play a little bit more outside leverage and they can feed things back into the safety. But that's where, as an offense, we use the structure of the defense against them. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to do something to get in this guy's face. Okay, so attack his face, knowing he doesn't want anybody to get inside of him. So we're going to do something to get in his face and try to grab him. And then we will try to get over the top of him from there. And so this Chargers team, as I mentioned on the broadcast, we're number 2 in the NFL in terms of not allowing big plays. They like to, as Coach Cayley from the Texans said, they like to put a dome on it. They like to put the dome on the top and force you to throw everything underneath and force you to go the long distance to beat them. Okay, it's a third and short situation early in the game, and it's going to go against the quarter structure. Okay, so we're going to go, and there you see the quarter structure right here. This is Nico Collins in the slot here, so they kind of use him as the decoy, being their main guy that they like to attack with. And what he's going to do is he's going to come up here and he's going to attack this safety and cross this safety's face. Okay, this corner, especially because they're in a tighter alignment, is going to be more outside leverage. He's not going to give you the outside in quarters when you're in a tight alignment. So we're going to be able to run the post and attack him if that safety jumps the inside guy. Okay, and you see they're almost playing more like a match quarters. So these guys on the backside, so even though we've got the 3 underneath zone players, these guys underneath are basically matching and driving. So even when Nico comes, it's almost like those safeties are playing man on their guys and we're playing zone underneath, which makes it even harder because we disappear basically everywhere with the top end of this defense, and probably because it's a 3rd and short, so we can be a little bit more aggressive, expecting them to throw it short. And, he was reading or could have read the opportunity to the front side. Here, we're going to run just kind of a shallow and a quick post right here. So you read right there, and then you work back from there. I don't know if C.J. Stroud was doing that or if he was just saying, hey, I got the quarter structure I want. I'm going to read this backside safety and see if I get it. But either way, he gets to the right guy. That guy in Molden here matches to Nico Collins and wants to play tight on him in that situation. And this is where we get over the top in cover 4 because we grab that underneath safety and boom, we get the long touchdown. Once again, we know he doesn't want this guy to get inside of him. Okay, because obviously with these guys matching and playing hard over there, if Nico gets underneath them and takes kind of an inside post there and Molden drops and plays deep, which is what a lot of people's argument was in quarters, is that, well, he's supposed to play deep there. And technically, you're right. I mean, technically, that's his responsibility. But there are rules within it. And so with these guys disappearing on the backside or being grabbed, we don't want to open up the middle either. So Molden's job is to try to cut off the middle and not let that guy cross his face. And so we use that to our advantage offensively. We grab him and throw the post over the top for a touchdown. And then the Texans came back in the first quarter again, okay? And so this one, a little harder to tell, okay, because corners are underneath. They're actually going to drop to what I think is cover 5 or cover 6, depending on what you're talking about with the strength. But it's almost like a quarters coverage over here and a half field concept to the top, which works out perfectly for what the Texans are trying to do here. Okay, so you see Nico Collins again on the bottom. Okay, he's going to run what we call a 7 stop. So push to the 7, and he's going to stop to try to grab these two guys right here. Okay, and then they're going to run the post from the number 2 on the top. Now, if they're playing quarters to the top, okay, then he should be inside of him. This guy should be outside of him, and it's going to be much harder. But because they play cover 6, and that safety up to the top is playing half the field, now it opens it up where we can easily cross his face. And now it comes down to the safety on the backside. Safety on the backside, what is he going to do in this situation? Okay, so let's just say this guy's a little bit deeper and he's playing outside leverage. This safety's in here, he's playing inside leverage. Okay, so Nico Collins pushes up, 7, stop. Okay, so as a quarterback, I'm coming back and looking at this guy. If that quarter safety wants to just continue to get depth and take away this post, no problem. I should have leverage off of the corner, and I can just throw this 7 stop right here and work that. Probably going to have somebody here going to the flat, so I can work that linebacker underneath with outside leverage, and I'm good to go. If that safety decides he wants to squeeze and jump this, that's when I'm going to come back to this post on the other side. And so we watch Jefferson here. Jefferson squats his feet. All eyes on Nico Collins. Now he's back trying to find C.J. Stroud, but at that point, he has squatted his feet. Because of that look to the front side, we're able to beat the safety to the front side. And once again, bombs away for the touchdown over the top of cover 4. Okay, so it's not true cover 4. Otherwise, you would hope the safety would be able to stop this on the front side. But this is another way that we attack over the top of cover 4, is we try to grab these backside guys, and then we do something here to get over the top of that cover 4, because he's reading the guys on his side. It's not just a true, hey, you just keep dropping, and stay deep. They are reading structure. They are reading the alignments. They are reading formations and what certain guys in formations do. So I've only got one receiver over here to this side. So we are going to try to in and out him, and we are going to try to squeeze him and not let him get the ball on our side. It just happens to free up the guy from the other side. Once again, take a look. Jefferson squats his feet. We get up over the top and score another touchdown against that quarter structure on the backside.